All right, we are coming to you live from downtown Westerly with the Salty Bartender. I'm Shane B. I'm your host for this evening. We did miss last week because we have a lot of really cool stuff going on here at Westerly Live. We are busy, 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 and I'm going to take a few minutes before we get going with the Salty Bartender today to tell you about what we are doing. Now, you may have seen the explosion in live streams that is going on in Westerly, well, actually all over the world. It's absolutely amazing. There's so much cool technology, so many different shows and avenues that people are creating, taking advantage of this technology. It's amazing to see the creativity that is happening. One thing that we are doing at Westerly Life is we create a brand new channel called Westerly Live. Now, that is going to exist on the web, on our website at westerly.live. Just type that right into your browser. That'll take you right to our network that we're building here in the Westerly area. Now we have about a half dozen shows on there right now. I have a couple different shows. Ben Barber, who is our producer for pretty much all the shows you're going to see on westerly.live. He has a show called The Social Distance Show. Caswell, he is part of this as well because he's been a huge driving force in Westerly with the live streaming technology. He has his show, Caswell Tonight. That was on tonight. That's 8 o'clock, Monday through Thursday. Social Distance Show is going to be Tuesdays. That's going to be taking place on Tuesdays. I have the Salty Bartender Wednesday nights at 9. Talk is Cheap on Friday mornings at 10 a.m. And also on Wednesdays, we have Ask Dan with Lieutenant Governor Dan McKee. He is having his show Wednesday nights as well. So we had a full lineup tonight. Now, the reason we're pushing to our website now, why we invested so much money into the software and the technology so we could do that, was although Facebook is a great platform, there's a lot of great things you can do with Facebook. Our hands are kind of tied. So it was I like to call it our training wheels for live streaming here at Westerly Life. It's how we learned the art of live streaming. We learned how all the technology works and the gear works. Now it's time to grow up, and we're venturing out off on our own. And that's why we're doing it on the website now. Facebook's not going to go away. There's one cool thing about Facebook is the interactivity, the engagement for the casual user, so to speak, as they're just scrolling through. But what the website is going to allow us to do is break free of those restrictions. One of the biggest things that Facebook does, let's say we're down at the beach and we're streaming. A car goes by playing a popular song. If Facebook picks that up, we get flagged and they mute our stream. That's really bad for business. They've gotten better at it. They don't mute the whole stream now. They just mute that certain part. But to be fair, Facebook, they don't know if we're trying to make money off that song or is passing off in the background. Copyright laws are pretty strict. So now moving off of that platform, the chances of us getting flagged for something like that go down drastically. So that's another thing. Plus, we can create this network where everything is archived. All of the shows are archived. You can watch all the past episodes. We're going to have a schedule up there of what is going to be playing. It just blows my mind, the technology. So we're live there. We're live in our app as well. So get the app. It's a free download, westerly.app. Download that. You can get all these great shows right in the app. So you can get it in the app, on the blog, and on Facebook, of course. You can get everything there as well. So with that being said, let's start our show. I don't want to waste our entire half hour just telling you about all this cool technology and things that are happening. So if you're just tuning in, this is the Salty Bartender. This is where we're talking to out-of-work bartenders who are out of work because of COVID-19. It affected restaurants and bars all over the country, and as well as in this town because we have so many restaurants and bars in the area. So my fellow brothers and sisters from the Fraternal Order of Bartending, that's who we're bringing on. Tonight we have Shannon Hindle, who is a bartender down at the Windjammer down in Mesquamicut. We're going to be talking to her a little bit later. But let's get into the drink. This is the 9 o'clock hour. So we encourage you, as you're watching the show, to grab a cocktail, grab a drink. Now, I don't drink, and I'm a bartender. Long story. That's a different story for a different time. one of the things that always bugged me as a non-drinker, and many non-drinkers who do like to go out and socialize, our choice of beverages is not that good. Water, soda, or the poor offerings of non-alcoholic beer, which we've had for a long time, until this company came along. This is Athletic Brewing Company. They are based out of Stratford, Connecticut. Okay, I got this over O'Keefe's Discount Liquors over in Pawcatuck. They sell, this is called their Run Wild. It's their non-alcoholic IPA. It's really, really good. Okay, so I've been talking for about 7 minutes now. So now it's time for me to pour my beer and shut up while Ben brings in our guest. All right, there she is. Hi, Shannon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I'm just pouring up my beer here so we can do a toast.
Oh, good. I've never heard of that before, by the way. I just saw you were saying about how it's a non-alcoholic beer. I tend to like those too.
Yeah, I tell you, it's if you close your eyes, you'll think you're drinking a real IPA. This is the first company.
I've had one by Klostaller before. It was really good.
Klostaller, yeah, that's a good one too. That it's still a little malty. This one tastes like a beer. It's absolutely, I highly recommend it. Really, really good. So what are you drinking?
Right now, I'm just drinking Captain and Coke.
Oh, there you go. Classic.
It's what I'm starting out with.
That's what you're starting out with.
Some wine and some other things I might switch to, and of course, water.
Oh, got to hydrate. That's the big thing. So first, let's do a toast to all of our fellow bartenders and restaurant workers out there who are out of work right now. Let's get these restaurants open sooner rather than later, but do it the right way. So
I agree.
Cheers. All right. So as we're winding out the day, well, actually, if we were bartending, we'd probably just be getting started right now.
Yeah, for
3 or 4 hours to go. Shannon, we were talking a little bit earlier. We haven't met before, so this is kind of like why I love these shows. You get to meet new people. And,
I know, it's fun.
And we can chat and just talk and have some fun. So you work down at the Windjammer right now.
I do, yeah.
And for how long have you been there?
Third season.
Going into your third season. Of course, as you were saying, hopefully it'll be a full summer, but only time will tell.
I'll take a half. If we can have a half, I'll take a half.
Yeah.
We're already kind of behind, so.
Yes, we are, especially Memorial Day is right around the corner, and that's usually our big kickoff.
It is.
I was just down at the Windjammer a couple of weeks ago, actually, doing some live streaming. And I haven't been there in a long time, believe it or not. But I went around the back, and it looked almost all brand new. They had a nice stage where a band could go, and it was like a big concrete patio.
Oh, yeah.
Is that post Sandy, or is that recent? When was that?
It was built post Sandy. Hurricane Sandy took the whole patio and basically put it by the water slides. So they went out and did a really good job at rebuilding that.
Yeah, for sure. Now that must get a lot of action in the summertime because you get that great view. It
is. I'm missing it. That's for sure. It's a view like you've never seen. It's people and fun and
especially if you're working that outside bar. I mean, that's you get to look out at that. That's your office.
I know. Or you work in the patio and even inside. When you're inside, you open up the garage door and you get the same view.
That's awesome. So they that really nice bar on the inside. Now, what it used to be is where the old roller skating rink was. That's where they'd have bands. Do they still have? That's still that way.
So it's used mostly as a function room now. Weddings, showers. Excuse me. We did have. I'm trying to think. There's an 80s band that plays in there. They're so that in that room. So a couple bands who bring in large crowds and big speakers, we put them in there.
Cool. Okay, we had a little bit of technical difficulty. I think we're back right now. Okay, perfect. We had a little bit of an echo. So I used to bartend down at the Andrea, and I just remember the summers kept getting busier and busier. And last summer we were at Patty.
Was it before Hurricane Sandy or after Hurricane Sandy?
After Hurricane Sandy. And this kept getting busier. And then
that's changed a lot also.
I'm sorry?
I said that's changed a lot also. The Andrea after the hurricane?
Yep, sure. Yeah, obviously the building was gone. And I tell you, it was a great business model with the tent. And that's why they're still doing it, because they know they've great food, great drinks, You have that awesome view and access to
I love the
beach.
fireplace. The fireplace is such a neat, you know.
Yeah, they got to keep something from the old
Right.
the old establishment, because that's
Yep.
where I had my first legal drink when I turned 21. Was at the end.
It was probably one of my first places too, actually.
Yeah.
I'm sure I hit it up on my 21st birthday night. That's for sure.
Oh, I think it's a rite of passage, especially if you have a summer birthday.
I don't. My birthday's in like a week and a half. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm not used to being at 17 different bars, or not used to being there, rather.
Right. Well, happy early birthday.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'm waiting for one of those birthday parades that I keep seeing on Facebook, but I live on a dead end, so I'm not really sure where we're going to go there.
You'll get them. They'll go down and come back and get you again.
Exactly. Put it in reverse.
That's it. Yeah, so, people are getting creative. There's a lot of really cool stuff that's going on.
I know. I've been seeing it. It's a lot of. It's great. I think it's awesome, especially for kids. My girlfriend just had one today for her daughter, and I mean, they had police cars and family and teachers, and it's a huge for, you know, it's a 6, 7, 8-year-old who's missing out on a birthday party.
Oh, of course, yeah, and they can't hang out with their friends, and it's got to be difficult. But
even at 33, I would be happy with a birthday parade. So
yeah, exactly, right. My birthday's in July, so
out the window to me.
Right. So hopefully by then we'll be able to go out and celebrate at that point. But
yeah,
there's plenty of time left. So how are you filling the time when we've been kind of staying at home? What's your hobbies?
I've been pretty locked in my house, but I have 2 little kids, so they keep me. I've been playing a lot of Super Mario, way too much video game.
Which
on
version?
The original Super Nintendo, by the way.
Yes, awesome version.
I'm very impressed with myself. I didn't do a lot of things I wanted to do because I was busy playing Super Mario.
You got to keep getting better.
But other than that, you know, I'm just I do a lot of video chatting. I do a lot of Zooming. I just downloaded the House Party app, so I've been having fun with that. I keep in contact with my Windjammer family.
What's the House Party app? What's this do?
Oh, it's like this fun app that you download, and it's a video thing. But the thing, it makes it kind of different because people can just drop in on your call. Like at a house party, you never know who's going to show up, you know?
Oh, interesting.
Oh my gosh. I was on the house party one night with a bartender from the Windjammer, her daughter, and a girlfriend of theirs. And we're, you know, way too many drinks in, and we're doing like karaoke to each other. And this girl who I know just popped up in it, just dropped in. She was like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "Sorry."
Well, that's pretty cool.
You can play games on it, you know. But then contact with friends and things like that.
So how do you get the word out? Do you just share it to Facebook or social media or something?
So our technology world is extremely creepy. So it's like you download the House Party app, and they already know everybody you know.
Right.
So they can suggest people. It makes it kind of, you know, you're like, how do they know I know this person? Or I don't even know this person. Why are they on here for, you know, to add? But they just use our other social networking sites. And
right. Yeah. Because they're all connected nowadays.
Yeah. And now we just don't care. We're like, whatever, we'll do anything to talk to anybody. So here, take my information.
You know, it's amazing because I have it marked in my calendar. Of course, this week we hit 6 weeks where this has been going on.
It's insane. And so I work at the Windjammer all year. I do full summer. I'm there 4 or 5 days a week, as much as I can handle. You know, I also have 2 kids, so I try and do both. And I bartend during the end of the season. And then this year, we were very, very, very lucky to have gorgeous days. So we started on January 1st, the Polar Plunge. We opened, like they do every year. They host the Polar Plunge for the warm shelter. And we were slammed. It was a gorgeous day. It was 50 degrees. I mean, people didn't even care that they were jumping in the ocean. But then,
I remember,
like 2 weeks later in January, it was another like 50-degree day. So we decided to open, and we were slammed Saturday and Sunday. And it was Jill. She said this was a fun night. She was the one on my house party. So we continuously did it because people kept coming back. Are you opening next weekend? Are you opening next weekend? And even though through half of February, the answer was like, no, you know, we're not. Then finally, Amy and Charles were like, if they want it, let's do it. And thank God they did.
Because,
because then we got to go there, and we got to at least spend the first half of this year like we're back at the Windjammer. And then, you know, it sucks. We tried to do the best we could. We tried to do social distancing, and it's not easy to do at a place at the beach where people want to gather.
Exactly, especially when you're in a bar setting and you have
you can't monitor
couple
it.
drinks. Right.
And we have the luxury of the snack bar, you know? So they were doing some to-go food, but trying to tell a bunch of people who are at the beach that they can't be more than a certain amount of people it's just didn't work, you know? So we're optimistic about the next upcoming weeks and the rules that the state will put in place, and we're going to follow them, and we're going to open.
That's awesome. Good. We got to get these businesses back open, but like you said, we don't want to have a second round of this.
No, and they'll wait. We'll wait until we're able to, and we won't jump into it because we're a tourist destination. You know, it's scary. It's like you open and then we're packed, and that's not going to work. So, Caswell Cook does the drive-in movie theater down in Mesquamaket. Right. So we're right across the street from there. So they'll probably start with doing some takeout food with there, because that's perfect. You know, in the summertime, that was where, oh my gosh, Thursday nights, I think it was Thursday and Sunday nights, by 6 o'clock, we were slammed. And then we, lessen because
everybody wants food.
Drinks, and then they go to the movies. So it's a good rollout plan.
Yeah, I just got the email. I believe it's May 15th. They are going to be opening the drive-in. Yeah,
and if they're open, then we'll open for the people who are going to see.
Yeah, before, I know we're live. Obviously, I can't take that back. I'm going to read this email again. Well, anyway, I'll get back to it. I'm pretty sure that's what the email said. So we do go live from the drive-in as well. We did it last year. Every Friday night, we were live from the Mesquamaket Drive-In. Did a quick little show right there. Yeah. Where we highlight all the information that's going on, who's having bands, entertainment.
Oh yeah, the little tourist information. It's fun to do it, but so my kind of funny story with the drive-in is that I've never been to it, but that's where we park. That's where like Windjammer's allowed to park over there. We get we buy a season pass, and so we'd be working, and it's 5, 6, 7 o'clock. It's really busy in July and August, So we're slammed, and I'm out on the deck, and for the drive-in, we have to move our vehicles by 6 o'clock so that drive-in people can come in. So I'd look down, and it's like 6, 7 o'clock. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, somebody's got to watch my table. And I'd run across the street, and it's like pitch dark in there, and the movie's playing. And I'm just like, like trying to slowly
my bad.
Feel.
Yeah.
I'm like, sorry. But it only happened like once or twice. So I don't think I really disturbed too many people.
Oh, no. That's just the way it goes. Yeah.
I know.
But that's right. Yeah, I found the email. Yes, it is May 15th. It's a Friday. Starting at 8 o'clock. Jaws. They're playing.
Oh, Charles just said 2 nights now. The 16th as well.
Oh, the 16th as well.
I miss you.
2 nights. Thanks, Charles. Appreciate that. This is why I love live streaming. People who are watching, because we get the information.
Oh, I know, it's fun.
We can get it validated, and we can get the correct information out there. So it's really cool.
I even put my Windjammer shirt on tonight because I needed to feel like I was back at work.
Back at work. There you go. Oh, thank you, Amy. The 15th is sold out already. Look at that. So all that's left now is the 16th for the drive-in. That's really great. Good. People are they want to get out. I totally understand.
Oh my God. Get it. What better way to social distance than sitting in your car with people in your house, because you're not next. You're not, and it's a nice alternative to the movie theater.
Exactly. So you're actually bringing your house with you, if you think about it. Yeah. Just gonna move it down here. That's really cool. So we were chatting earlier. We also had something else in common. We've both done some traveling and done some bartending. So where have you traveled to in all over this great country?
Well, I've traveled many places, but I've lived in quite a few as well. Okay. I was born and raised in Westerly. I grew up here. Okay. And then I moved to Northern Virginia for 4 years when I turned 21. Moved out with my husband for military. And then after we're done with 4 years in military, we moved to New Hampshire, where I met so many great people from working in a restaurant. My best friends, people who I talk to every day, people who I'll made lifelong, memories with. And I was there for 5 years. And then our second daughter was born, and all our family was here. And then we're like, you know what? Maybe it's just time to move home. So we came back to Westerly.
Time to move home. Now, when you were in New Hampshire, What part of New Hampshire were you working and living?
I lived in Manchester and I worked in Bedford at the Bedford Village Inn.
Okay, now is that a ski resort town, or how is that?
It's not. It's right outside Manchester. So Manchester's a big commuter city and very close to Boston. So it's actually a town like Westerly without the beach.
Okay, yeah.
Without the beach and without the the nightlife that we have, because we have a great nightlife area. Right. But where I worked was a beautiful property. It was just fine dining, casual tavern. It was a hotel. They had a wine bar. So that's where I really learned to love the craft of cocktails and wines and beers. Whether in Virginia, I worked at a place called Top Golf. A lot of people here might be familiar because they just opened one in Foxwoods Casino.
Okay. Oh, yes, the virtual golf place.
Right? But I worked at the original Top Golf, where it's not virtual. They're popping up all over the country now, but unfortunately, in our climate doesn't really call. Although maybe soon it will, but our climate doesn't really call for it because of the snow. But so that was fun. I serving there. I did some managing, and then moving to New Hampshire is where I really kind of fell in love with it.
Right. Yeah. Manchester. I've flown into the airport. That's my experience with Manchester. I've just flown to the airport. That's it.
I've flown out of the airport a couple of times. I went to Nashville out of there. It was a rough ride back.
Yeah. I used to live in New Hampshire, right in Hampton Beach, which is right in that little tiny bit that's on the ocean. Yeah. Right there.
They have their beach bar there, Bernie's Beach Bar, right? Is it Bernie's? I think is the name of it.
Was it? There was so many.
It's nothing like we have though, because they don't have the ocean front. They've got the street that divides it that gets to the sand. We've got like on the ocean dining. It's
exactly right on the ocean. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. So you've done some traveling. I tell you, bartending. I keep telling people, if you want to travel, learn how to bartend. You can go to some amazing places. You can follow the tourists around the world, and I loved it. I did it for almost 10 years, and I absolutely loved it.
Did you start bartending in Westerly?
I did. My very first bartending gig. Where the hell was it? I think it was. I was just talking with someone about this today. Oh, in Charlestown. It used to be called the Gangplank. Now it's the Cove Restaurant.
I don't. Oh, maybe I'm familiar. I'm not sure.
It's kind of tucked back by the Mini Super.
Mine was at Primetime Cafe in Pawcatuck.
Oh, really? Okay, right over here.
Yep.
Yep.
A long time ago when Wendy, I worked with Wendy. I worked with her at Primetime, and then when she opened Amigos, I bartended there with her. So those are my first bartending experiences, and they taught me a lot.
Oh yeah, the first bartending gig, you always learn because you're so green. Yeah. You don't know anything, and like me, I just.
And you're not even sure if you take it seriously. You're like, oh, okay.
Right. It's like I'm serving alcohol to people. How do I do this? You haven't learned how to read people yet. And it's just
Exactly.
But it's one of those industries that as I grew and developed as a bartender, and then I started learning the psychology of bartending and understanding people. And
understanding people is huge.
And then that totally opened up the door to making it so much fun, because you have these tours. Like I was in Alaska. That's where I spent most of my time. I was in Skagway, Alaska, and meeting people from all over the world on a daily basis. And this is a crazy story. I just got to tell this one. I just moved to Skagway with my girlfriend at the time, and I still have my Rhode Island plates on my Jeep. So I'm driving. We're just going for a drive, and all of a sudden, these people flag me down. They're like, "Rhode Island." I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "What part?" I'm like, "Westerly." They stopped dead in their tracks, and they're like, "What part of Westerly?" I'm like, "Well, I grew up in the Duns Corners area." Long story short, it turns out they were my mother's neighbors. So we just started talking, and we went out to
along these lines.
Yeah, and we went out to dinner with them, and it was so much fun. Here I am in Alaska, and these couples, they came up on a cruise, and they're my mother's neighbor.
Yeah, this is a real life story. I swear this happened to me. I was serving in New Hampshire at the Bedford Village Inn, like I told you about. I just started working there. I just moved to New Hampshire, and I had a party of six, 3 couples, and they were just, making friendly conversation. They lived in Bedford, and the woman asked me, or no, the husband was more chatty. "Oh, where are you from?" And I said, "I'm from Rhode Island." They're like, we're from Rhode Island too. Where in Rhode Island are you from? Same thing as your story. Westerly. They were like, really? That's so funny. And then we just kind of moved on, and then like they were making more conversation, and I'm a chatty person. Like, and this is probably good as a guest if you're with me. If you're working with me, you're probably like, God, will she shut the up and get back to work? But I like to make connections, and I can read when people are trying to talk to you, so I do.
Right.
So they asked why I moved to New Hampshire, and I said, oh, my husband got out of the Army, and now he works at the prison. And the woman was like, what is your name? And I told her, and her jaw dropped. She was my mom's sister that was separated when they were children by adoption.
Wow. I think that's a better story than mine. That's an amazing
story. That is a true story. And it was the most wildest thing that's ever happened to me in a restaurant.
Wow. The connection.
And we have a relationship now. Yeah.
Oh, we switched sides. This is why live streaming is awesome. You never know what's going to happen.
So yeah, that's a true story, and we are still connected to this day.
That's awesome.
And that's been six years, maybe, I think 5 or 6 years.
Yep. That's why I've been in the restaurant business since I was 10. Remember St. Clair's Annex in Watch Hill was one of my first jobs. Busboy and window washer, dishwasher, that kind of stuff.
I worked at the Ocean House pretty recently, so I'm familiar with Watch Hill as well.
The original Ocean House before it was.
Nope. I just worked there more recently. I worked there So Windjammer is seasonal. Well, it was up until we were able to have great weather this year and open.
Right.
So I work at the Windjammer in the summer, and then I went to the Ocean House for the winter, and then back to the Windjammer, and then I kind of steered a little bit away from the Ocean House. I worked weekends only, and it was a lot with my kids in school. It was like they were gone all weekend because I was at work, so I had to steer away from that. And I went over to Main Street Pizza in Pawcatuck, the new restaurant bar that just opened.
Oh yes,
well,
up by the police
station.
Yes, yep. Yeah, I've heard about that place.
Yeah, so I've been there more recently, but I kind of Windjammer's my main base, and then for the off season, I kind of branch out a little bit.
Well, that's how this industry is. We all have our main place that we work.
Yep.
Mine is Providence Coal Fired Pizza, and we always pick up shifts everywhere. I'm on call at Flipside Pinball Bar, and wherever I can pick up a shift or two.
I haven't been there in a while, the Flipside, but I like it. I like going there, and I live right around the corner. I live right downtown, so I'm walking distance.
Oh, perfect.
And, I don't get to stop in there as much as I want to because I have kids, and it's
21 over.
Yeah, it's 21 and over. But it's a neat spot.
It's a lot of fun. Honestly, it never felt like I was going to work when I went there.
Yeah.
Of course, the last hour when you're cleaning up, it feels like work, but for the most part, it was just.
I think they're doing work on there. When I go for my walk during the day, I feel like I see maybe they're doing some improvements or something.
I think they were taking advantage of this time of being shut down and doing the HVAC system, I believe, because that was always an issue in that building. Because right in the corner,
I think nobody's in there.
What's that?
Mm-hmm. I think that doing construction while they're closed is could be a good idea.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, take advantage of this time.
I mean, nobody's making any money, so unfortunately, some smaller businesses might not. But
right. But hey, we'll be opening up shortly, hopefully. Wow.
Yes.
We're at 30 minutes already. This interview is flying by.
Yeah, that went fast. Yeah. I think I'm ready for wine. I haven't even finished my first drink. This is weird.
Yeah. So I have 5 questions for you. That's something we do on the Salty Bartender. They're real easy questions. They're mainly about drink. Oh, we opening some wine. Actually, why don't you show our guests while you're how you open a bottle of wine?
Oh, okay. I can do that. Well, I'm almost ashamed to show you what I'm drinking, but since we're all unemployed, it's from the clearance rack at Easy. But I think I keep them in business enough during the week that I can buy a $3.99 for wine. I have a wine cork story that I know if Charles is watching, he's probably cringing right now, so I might as well tell it. This is shameful on my part, but I'll own up to it enough to say it. But let me open this first. All right, so I just take my knife, take my little wine key, and I just make a clean cut all around the edge, force my thumb on it, enough to pop off the top pretty smoothly. And then I open it and just get right in the center of the cork, which I have a pretty mean cork collection going on right now since this quarantine has started. I could probably make you a nice door decoration if you'd like.
Oh, there you go. I'll see you're a maker as well.
And just level it up both sides.
There you
Pop
go.
it. Probably popped because it was $3.99, but it's fine. Sure, it's
all right. Does the job. And now the wine key you have there, bartenders and servers have been using those for you. We all know those because they're amazing. And you got a story you got to tell, apparently.
I have a wine key story. And Charles, I already apologize. So first of all, I like to use local. So I'm using a Langworthy Farm wine glass that I got from the store right over on Langworthy Road. And so in the beginning of the season, this season, January or February, I was bartending. And it was a nice day out. We had the bay doors open. And we're a beach bar. I'm sure almost everybody who's watching right now has been to the Windjammer. We're a big bar. We've got... What's that? Oh, it was an echo.
Oh no, it was I was pulling it up on. I had to make sure that we're still on, and I forgot to turn the sound off.
So everything we have is bottle tops, twist off wine. Speed service. We got hundreds, sometimes thousands of people at a time. We're meant for speed service, and this guy comes to the bar and he wants a glass of rosé for him and his girlfriend. Cloud Chaser Rosé is what we have. So I'm like, and we're like we got a shipment in January, and enough to keep us alive. We get the beers that we drink, we get shipments for the alcohol that people drink. And I'm like, rosé. I'm like, shit, do we even have that? So I go and I find some rosé. And it needed a wine key. So I'm searching my bag. Now it's like January, February. It was just kind of getting back into bartending. I hadn't, stuck my bag. Like I said, shameful on my part. I'm searching everywhere for a wine key. I cannot find one to save my life. I'm rummaging through the office. I'm rummaging in the banquet bar. I'm checking people's purses. And I'm like, we've got a key. And I'm telling this guy the whole time, I'm like, just one more second. Be right there. Just one more second. And time has passed. I'm like digging in my car. I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. So our maintenance guy, Dave, says, can I swear? Fuck it. He's like, I don't care. Give me the bottle. So he takes a drill.
No way.
Drill. He puts a screw on the end of it. I'm not kidding. This just happened.
Oh, right into the cork.
Screws it into the cork like a power drill. I'm like, Oh my God, he's not. Then he throws it into reverse and pulls the cork out clean as can be. I'm like, okay. I'm like, this might have taken too long. I gave them the rosé on the house. I said, I even asked Charles, I am so sorry. This was a 45-minute rosé. It's going to be worth it. Pulled it out with a screwdriver. I wasn't sure. I was like, should I talk to Charles? He might fire me after this. I'm not sure.
That is a really good hack. I think that's a really good idea.
I know, but we figured it out, and it was funny.
Hey, that's all that matters. Got to figure it out. All right, let's get into 5 questions here.
Okay.
How's your wine?
It's not that bad.
There you go. Hey, for $4,
you can't really read it. Beaujolais Nouveau. Yeah, that sounds good.
There you go. Okay, this is a pretty easy one. I ask this to all the bartenders that come on. It's a 2-parter. What's your favorite drink to A, drink, and B, to make?
Okay. So my favorite drink to drink is hard because I'm all over the spectrum. I'm very broad.
Fair enough.
I like to eat a lot, so I like to eat and drink different things. If I was drinking a martini, I like just like a hot and dirty martini. I like peppercini juice, olive juice, and a vodka. I prefer Kettle One.
Okay.
So that would probably be like my martini.
Your go-to.
If I was drinking beer, I go with the season. I'm not like a Bud Light, Coors Light person. I really changed it with the season. In the summer, I'm drinking shandies. In the fall, I'm drinking Oktoberfest. And in the winter, I'm drinking stouts and porters. And by January, I'm just like begging for a cold snap. I need cold snap when they put it out in January.
That's a good beer. That's a really good beer.
Making drinks, I like to make margaritas.
Okay.
I don't like to make frozen margaritas because I don't like anything to do with the blender, as I think most bartenders don't.
Most bartenders are. Yeah.
But I like that there's so many different ways that you can make a margarita. So you can make it
Yes.
there's different tequilas you can choose from. You can use silver tequilas, you can use reposados, you can use Cointreau, you can use triple sec. I don't like sour mix, so I use orange juice and like a splash of club soda. There's just so many different
Yeah, there's
ways.
so many different ways you can make it up. Yeah, my go-to margarita recipe when I was living in Costa Rica, that's where I learned this awesome margarita recipe. And it's always my go-to. I always make it when someone orders a margarita, and they always love it. And they drink
And
it
you always
so
have
quick.
your favorite one, and they're like,
Yeah.
God, that was so good.
Yep.
It's
And they
fun.
always get a second one.
And even though it's so simple, you just kind of look, you just kind of look crafty, like shh, shh, because it's 4 ingredients, so you look like you're doing something special when really, as a bartender, that it's just a couple easy things,
It's most of it is showmanship. You just got to put the show on. People, when they're sitting at the bar and well, number one, I love being the center of attention, so it's not that difficult, which I'm guessing you do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I don't mind it.
That's why when you're bartending, it's your show. You're on. You might as well enjoy it. So those are some great answers. I liked your answers there. Okay, what's your favorite part about bartending?
My favorite part of bartending is definitely the relationships that you build with people. I like talking to people. I like learning about different people, and I can read people. If you're at the bar and you come and you order a drink and you're like this, I can tell you don't want to be talked to. You know what I mean? Sometimes I like to go to the bar, and I got 2 kids and a husband at home. Like sometimes I just want to go to the bar and I just want to sit there and I don't want to talk to anybody. So I can read people like that too. But some people go and they want to talk if they're looking around and soaking it in. Sometimes they just want a conversation. And I've learned so many things from people. I've met different people. I've met people here who know the owners of the place I worked in New Hampshire, vice versa. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's the relationships that you make. When I was getting into management, and my mentor at the time, he told me, there's one thing that you should really learn how to do, and that's master the hour-and-a-half relationship. And it makes so much sense. When guests come to sit at your bar, it's going to be about an hour and a half. There's a beginning, middle, and an end. And just give them the best experience you possibly can. And that always stuck with me.
And it's true. And it's hard because you want to do it for everybody at the bar. And so that's, you just kind of got to limit what you're doing there and who you're talking to and who needs more attention and things like that.
And that happens as we mature as bartenders too. You'll learn that. So.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. This one, people have been loving this question. What's your biggest pet peeve when you're working behind the bar?
Well, I know there's could be a few, right?
Exactly. The biggest one.
The biggest pet peeve. Okay. My biggest pet peeve is probably impatience with guests.
It's a good one. Yep.
So the reason is, and it goes by kind of where you are, if you're working in a bar and it's got 8-10 seats and somebody's a little impatient, and you have to kind of take in all aspects that they probably don't realize that you're doing service bar for the people at the restaurant too, where you're bringing in somebody's order, and some people don't see that, and I get that. But when you're at a place, like the Windjammer, and there's 100 people standing around your bar, and you're making eye contact, and you're doing the best you can, and you can read people when they're
waving the 20. I just wanted to watch you to see me. I see you. I see you right there. Yep.
Yeah. And so I've kind of made it a part of my routine to look up, because it does make a big difference. Look up, make eye contact, smile, and do that, because I see people get frustrated when bartenders don't pay attention. If they don't want to notice you when they walk by, and I see that just as a guest, going to a bar, seeing that happen, and so I just try and you do the best you can. But however, if you're gonna go, have patience. Especially if you're at a busy place like that. Enjoy the sun, enjoy the beach, enjoy your friends, enjoy the things around you, and we'll get to you. I mean, it's different if I'm, standing there chatting on my phone or something like that, or staring into space. Right. But if I'm doing something and I'm making drinks and I'm doing my job and you can't wait your turn, then that's kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm. No, you make a great point there. It's not telling people to accept shitty service. It's just, if we're busy and you can see we're busy, just have have some patience. I agree with you there. Yeah. Okay. Now, Westerly, is getting very famous with Watch Hill and with celebrities, and especially with the Ocean House. They're now coming into Westerly, and they're venturing into town and the different bars. So, who's the most famous person that you've waited on or met?
Okay. So when I was 16, 17, 18, I worked at Primetime Cafe in downtown, and Conan O'Brien came in a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So, yep. So I won't forget this experience because, I'm not going to say it was my fault because I don't care if it's been 12 years. I'm still not taking blame for this. I went to go put down his breakfast plate, and at the same time, he picked up his creamer, and it spilled all over him. Spilled. Yeah.
All over him.
All over him. So it happened, but it was unforgettable, and he was very, very nice. Very nice. And he was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." But I was just like, "No, it's okay. It's okay. Don't cry. And so there was Conan O'Brien, and you know what? Nope, I'm sorry. That was Westerly. But I have waited on and held a party for Lady Antebellum, which was a lot of fun. Okay. That was at Topgolf though in Virginia, because they hosted like a big concert party. But we got free concert tickets and things like that. But Westerly was Conan O'Brien, and I even worked at the Ocean House, and I can't really think of anybody. I've waited on Brett Baer in New Hampshire, all of the Fox newscasters. But Westerly, I haven't. But I've only been back here for like 2.5, not even 2 years yet. So there's still time.
Because I used to work at the Ocean House too, and there's a lot of famous people that
there
I get to see and or wait on. But I still have that sense of, especially when you work there, you have to keep things hush hush. They don't want you blabbing.
Oh yeah, I know. That's why I'm not telling you who I actually saw.
Yep.
No, I'm only kidding.
Exactly. That's why I'm never going to tell anybody who I've waited on at the Ocean House, because I still carry that with me, because even though they're celebrities, they're going there because they want to get away. That's their. Yeah,
I agree with the Ocean House's values and their standards, and I really, really do, and I appreciate that they keep that privacy, because that's what keeps them thriving and what makes it a place that people want to go. And I agree. For sure. And I remember having the chats. This person's coming in. Don't ask for pictures, don't ask for autographs. But I learned that long before there. But they do a good job at keeping that a good standard. Yeah,
most definitely. Yeah. Okay. I know this one I've been asking a lot of bartenders, because it's kind of usually on the bartender's radar. Do you see yourself owning your own bar at some point?
So I don't. I used to want to. I did. I wanted to. It was like I talked about it all the time. Always told my husband about how I wanted to do it. But now that I'm a mom, I can't physically put myself in a place that requires so many hours and late hours as I used to do. It was easier when they were younger. It's like, okay, all you got to do is get them to bed and I'll be home at 1, 2 in the morning, which in the summertime I still do sometimes. I'm very thankful to have my mom here in Westerly, who will take my kids overnight, so I don't have to worry about that. My mother-in-law, she'll take my kids. I don't have to worry about that. But dedicating all of that constantly, like right now, I'm just doing that for 4 months a year, a couple nights a week. If I were to open a bar and do that, I would be dedicating that for years to come. And it's just not for me. Yeah, I'd like to work in, when my youngest one goes to kindergarten, I'd like to work in liquor distribution.
Oh yeah, that's a really good transition for a lot of bartenders / managers, servers.
Absolutely.
Is they transition to that because you already know the product.
Yeah,
and you're already
it's a daytime job. It's the daytime job that allows me to have my night lights that I crave. I still work in bars at night now, so I'd still like to be like, oh, sorry, family, I have to go to a wine tasting.
Oh, again. Shucks.
Shucks. So that's kind of geared. And when I came back here, I was applying to places and it didn't quite work out. So that's how and then I went to the Windjammer, and I'm happy that I did, because I plan to stay there until I can't anymore. My daughter goes to school and it's not working, but I love it there. And even when I do move on and get a different job, I'll probably still be there on the weekends. So
you make a great point. Even though I'm building Westerly Life and building this company, I still keep my foot in the door because I love bartending.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, growing up, everyone says, do what you love to do. You never work a day in your life. And once I discovered bartending, I totally understood what that meant. But I also understand the career path of a restaurant worker and the way it's supposed to go. But because I've done the management part, it's
Me
not
too.
management's not. Yeah, it's not for me. It's
I did like it, but you know what I love about bartending the most, and that I refuse to give up, is the people that I work with. I literally built relationships with these people that you won't find with anybody else. You know, it's 1:45 in the morning, and you're done cleaning up, and you're so tired, but you're like, who cares? We're having this drink. We are having a drink. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you just you make memories with people. They see you at your best. They see you at your worst. If you're going through something personal, they know about it. If they're just people that you share things with that you wouldn't do at an office job, or I'm not going to go into my liquor distribution job and tell them about, the most awful thing that happened to me yesterday. But I am going to go and tell the person I'm working with is a bartender, and they're going to hear all about it. And they're going to give me advice, whether it be good or bad. But I've met so many people, and I don't want to give it up.
Yeah. I still keep in touch with the friends I've made bartending in Alaska and Florida and New Hampshire, all over the place. You still keep in touch because you still have that bond. Because honestly, if you worked in a tourist town, I've been to weddings
for people that I haven't seen in 6-7 years, just because I used to serve and bartend with them.
And when you've worked side by side, going through 4 deep at the bar, getting your ass kicked every night, it's that bond. It builds even quicker, and you get a tighter bond because now you're going through this together, this absolute hell, which you absolutely love. I wouldn't give it up for anything.
Nope.
But at my age now, that makes me sound really old. But I don't like the 4 deep at the bar anymore. That's not my style. I'm more a dinner bartender. Come in, have dinner. I want to do 1-2 turns, have dinner, drinks, cocktails,
like the tavern style that I explained earlier. Right. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And then you close up at 9. You're home by 10. Boom. It's a great little shift right there.
Yeah, it is. I know. That's why I said in the Windjammer, I can do the bar during the summer when my older one's not in school and she can spend the night at grandma's house. And my husband's a police officer, so he works 3rd shift. So it's not easy, the nighttime thing. It'd be different if he was like 1st shift and, could get them to bed and they'd be sleeping, but he works 3rd. So it's like, sorry, you got to be at. That's why I work mostly days at the Windjammer during the summer, because I got to be home, get the kids to bed.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, Shannon, this was great. We're approaching 50 minutes. This is the longest show that we've done yet, but it's kind of flew by.
I know.
No, don't apologize.
I just want to talk.
It's like
I'm a person.
Caswell's, he's gone over an hour before, so we're doing pretty good. We're at 50 minutes. Yeah.
All right. Well, hold on, because I brought something to make. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make it real fast, and I'm telling you, I brought it just for fun. And I brought it for anybody who works at any of the beaches in Westerly, because everybody probably missed making this. First of all, I have my Rhode Island shaped cutting board.
Nice. There you go.
Here we are down here. Oh, down here. And I said to myself, I'm going to make a drink. Are we still on?
Oh, yeah, we're still on.
Yeah. Okay. So I was like, I'm going over myself and I'm thinking, am I going to make a shot? Am I going to make something funny? Funky? Am I going to make something fruity? But I said, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to make what everybody misses making 25 of in 30 minutes at the beach. First of all, I have my gray sail glass because I have all local glasses. But I just was going to make a Tito's and club soda. Because if you work at the beach in Mesquamaket, you probably go through 30 bottles of this a day.
30 handles.
I'm not joking.
It's the most popular tequila on the planet right now.
Yeah. So I thought that everybody knows how to make drinks. You can look it up on Pinterest. You can look online. It's fun. But everybody probably misses somebody making a Tito's and soda, or 25 of them.
Oh,
that's going to explain. See, it's part of the task.
Did that come from McQuaid's?
It's memories.
Yeah, did that come from McQuaid's right there? Yeah, because mine exploded today when I got at McQuaid's.
Did it? Oh, well, let's be honest. It was probably dropped 3 times outside. Yeah. So.
And I'm not blaming McQuaid's at all.
Grocery shopping, like the worst thing in the world right now. I thought I hated grocery shopping before. No, I don't. No. We call my husband the sacrificial lamb because we send him down to do everything. Yeah. But here's your classic Tito's and soda and lime, in case you're missing it.
There you go. Probably one of
I don't even
the
know
most
what
popular
love them.
drinks.
It's so basic, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not really my thing.
Yeah, I was never a huge fan of the vodka soda. It's a very basic drink.
It is.
I think it really gained popularity.
I can find many things to do with that by the end of the week. I'm not worried.
Yeah, I think it became popular when everyone was going on diets, and vodka soda has like almost no
0 calories.
Yeah,
and it's gluten free. We got to advertise gluten free. So.
Oh yeah, exactly. Don't get me started on that. All vodka's gluten free. I just
know.
try and tell people that.
But Tito's is the first one to market it that way. So
that's it. Now, if you are
gluten-free bandwagon, I know.
If you are gluten-free, they look for that sign and like, oh yes, it is gluten-free. But anyway,
I know. It's great.
That's one of my pet peeves. But well, Shannon, thank you very much. This was a great show.
Yeah, it was. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you. Great talking with you. I'm sure I'll see you down at the Windjammer this summer.
All right, I can't wait.
All right, thanks a lot. Have a good night.
Thanks. Bye, Shane.
Yeah, bye. All right, everybody. That was a great show. That was the Salty Bartender. I am Shane B. The Splash of Cran. That's it. Yeah, vodka soda splash cran. That's another very popular. Drive-in night just sold out. Adding more nights and weekends to come. Thanks, Charles, for that comment. So that email came through to my desk around 6 o'clock, maybe. Already sold out for the weekend. People want to get out. We will be going live from the drive-in this summer. I'm going to make it a point. We're going to be at that one. We're going to go live down there. We don't show the drive-in movie, of course. That would be very illegal. What we do is do a quick little show. If you've seen our show last summer, it's a lot of fun. It's me and Caswell usually just going back and forth, talking about what's happening at the beach, just having some fun. We will be doing our beach report and morning show as we move forward. Just want to reiterate what I went over at the beginning of the show. We've been extremely, extremely busy here at Westerly Life. And now our newest venture, Westerly Live, myself, Ben Barber, and Caswell, we've put together all of our resources and we're building this network for Westerly area. So it's going to be like a TV station. You can get to that by going to westerly.live right in your browser. And we're going to have all of the shows that we're producing. It's going to be like a full-on TV network, different shows, different channels, which brings us to our next point. If you have an idea for a show, we're looking for content. We're looking for talented individuals who want to get on the internet and live stream. We're seeing something happening right now with what's going on that has never, ever happened before with everything, but mainly with the internet and our communications that we're doing right now with live streaming. We can now communicate and entertain and put together infotainment at the local level, like we're seeing us do right here. The technology is there. The software is not that expensive. All you need is an idea. If you have that idea, contact us, message us, email me, shane@westerlylife.com. Call me, 401-594-4095, extension 1. And who knows, you may just have the next local hit show. Think way back to the 80s and 90s with local access, public access TV. This is the same thing, but it's even easier. You don't have to go to a studio. Your studio is your home. If you're funny, if you're entertaining, if you have a good idea for a talk show, contact us. We'll give you a show. We're throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. That's how it goes. So we're having fun. So that's why I haven't been live a lot lately. It's been 16-hour days. The software is very, very, very complex. There's a lot to learn. We keep learning new things. And it's a lot of moving parts. So like we see the producer, Ben, an integral part of these shows. Ben, take a bow if you're out there. You've been working very, very hard. There's the man. You can see how tired he is. He's waiting for this show to end. So that's what we're doing here at Westerly Life and Westerly Live. We hope you're enjoying all these. And on that note, I think it's time to end it. 56 minutes. That's a long time. And I know I can talk. So thanks for tuning in to the Salty Bartender. I am Shane B. for Westerly Life and Westerly Live, reminding you to enjoy your Westerly life.